promised, we have Kunal who's joining us in the studio to take us through the weekly Paathshala session. And Kunal, today range breakout is the topic that you are going to be explaining to our viewers. Take it away, over to you.
Thank you so much for that, Snehi. So yeah, range breakout is something which on the short-term charts is what we spot on a regular basis, and how the stocks behave post the range breakout, and how do you identify and spot ranges for stock prices. So we'll look at three examples over here in terms of stocks. The first one is Sun TV, and how after a corrective phase, when the stock ends a correction zone, the stock gets into a time-wise consolidation. We call it as a range, and all of a sudden post the end of a range breakout, so there are two behaviors which are very important for range patterns. One, the stock, when it goes into a downtrend, the volumes, they generally tend to accelerate. Then once the stock gets into a sideways consolidation, the volumes drop down significantly for the stock. And when the stock is getting ready for a breakout, or after multiple retests towards a resistance zone for the stock, we see the volume activity increasing significantly higher for stock prices. So that's a classical sign of how range breakout happens. Once the stock goes into a correction, then consolidation, the volumes drop down significantly, and when the stock is getting ready for a breakout, you tend to see the volume activity perking up again for the stock price, and that leads into the stock ending a zone of a massive consolidation. We look at another example over here, something which I think on the short-term charts has just happened recently for a stock like HDFC Life, where you've seen the stock ending a zone of a massive consolidation. So after a major price correction over here, the stock ended into this range. This range was almost a 40 to 50 pointer range for HDFC Life, 580 as a support, 640 thereabouts as a resistance. And post that, as you can see, that there was a very sharp volume as well as a price candlestick, which managed to lead the stock back again above a breakout of this range. That lead to the stock moving up higher, and from those 640 levels, the stock managed to rise to almost 690-700 mark on the short-term basis. We look at one more example from the IT pack, and that's Oracle Finance Services. That's a stock which on the short-term basis has gone into a very similar kind of a range, and as you can see that the volumes when the stock was falling down was on the higher side. The moment the stock enters into a zone of consolidation, the volume activity drops down significantly, and when the stock is getting ready for a breakout, you generally would probably expect that the volume activity rises. So that's a classical sign of how do we expect a range breakout to pan out over the short to medium term charts.
All right, Kunal, thank you so much for joining us with that insightful chart and the range breakout concept. Thank you so much for that.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.